Hi, my name is Mario Ruiz with Sixel Real Estate. I'm here with Travis Daggett with Cornerstone Properties. Just a little bit about what Travis does. He finds distressed properties, meets with the homeowners, and discusses what he can do to help them in their situation. One thing I admire about Travis is the fact that he approaches every situation uniquely, because not all properties or situations are the same. So I admire him for going to evaluate the property and the people, the seller's situation. So this is Travis Daggett with Cornerstone Properties. Just have a question for you, Travis. So what makes Cornerstone Properties unique? Since there's so many investors out there, a lot of people wanting to get into flipping business, but they don't know what it takes to actually succeed in the business. And you've been around for quite a while now, so what would you say is your sustaining power?
Well, I get everybody probably thinks their business is unique, or they have what it takes. Sorry for the noise. We're on the side of a rehab, and also we're kind of bundled up because it's freezing cold. We're at the part of the house with no heat. So, anyways, unique. So right now we're at the part in the market cycle. You know, every market has cycles. Real estate market, we're up here where everybody wants to be a real estate investor, right? You go through the supermarket checkout line and the checker says, hey, this is my last day here at Albertsons because I'm going to be a real estate investor or a real estate agent or something. And I'm going to a seminar and I'm going to hire a guru and a coach for $50,000 and I'm going to, right, all that stuff. You guys have probably heard that. The difference is, you know, it's easy to be a real estate investor when everything's going up, right? You just have to buy a property and, you know, then just sell it later for more money. Not so easy when the market goes down or when conditions change. So you really have to understand how to buy the right property in a way that helps the seller get what they need, helps us be able to stay in business, have to make a profit. And you know, that's something that takes some time, takes a lot of making mistakes, which we've made plenty of mistakes along the way. And then, you know, I think we've arrived at a point now where we understand how to help people and how to make a profit at the same time.
And I really appreciate your time today, Travis. I just got one simple question. So when someone calls you and wants to know what the process is like, so say I own a home, why should I choose you, and what's the process like if I want to sell my house for cash? Is it a simple process? Can you just kind of break it down for me just a little bit?
Yeah, good question. The traditional process most people are familiar with is listing with an agent, and that's great. However, there's some things that have to occur that usually make that take longer. All right. So we moved to where it can be more quiet, and it's actually warmer here. So the process is, first of all, the main thing is the circumstances. You know, somebody living at the house, and when do they want to move, and do we need to help them move? Then, you know, just checking out the property and seeing what we can buy it for so that we can make a profit and stay in business, and so that the homeowner gets what they need to either move or pay off credit cards or whatever it is. And then at that point, it just moves through the process really like a traditional transaction with an escrow company. We use or with a title company, we use an escrow officer. We have more flexibility though than most people because we don't have to go out and get a loan with a bank. So we can pay for properties by cash. So it can be real quick and simple. We don't have to get, you know, we don't have to get a loan, so it doesn't have to pass an inspection and get an appraisal and that type of thing.
Okay, perfect answer. And last question, so if you buy properties cash and renovate them, how does it improve the neighborhood and it create kind of a stimulation for the economy, the neighborhood, the local market? Can you just explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a good question. Unfortunately, in some areas, Eugene and Portland in Oregon, people think that flippers hurt a neighborhood, when the reality is most of the time, if you look at the house we buy, it's the worst looking house on the street. And it may have been vacant, there may be people squatting in there, and you know, it's just not a good situation. After we purchase it and renovated it, whether we sell it to a homeowner or we rent it out, usually it's the nicest looking property on the block. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way. It's just we renovate our properties for the top of the market so that we can rent it to the highest quality tenant or sell it to a homeowner that really wants a nice product. So that's how it changes the neighborhood. And it's kind of like, getting somebody on a team, on a sports team, that raises everybody else's game. Now on that street, people are looking, oh, I guess I better clean up my yard. Maybe I should paint my house, right? It can raise the standard for the whole neighborhood.
Okay, perfect. So the neighbors are actually benefiting, right? Because their values are going up. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
That's true for those that understand that and want to be educated about what's really going on.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's true.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.